super slow motion. You got 2 tricks, 1 video, what a bonus. It'll be okay, you got this. My name's Aaron Cairo. I'm a sponsored skateboarder from the San Francisco Bay Area, and today I'm gonna teach you how to do a pop shove it. This is one of my favorite tricks, or sometimes at the same time it's one of my least favorite tricks, because sometimes it does this thing where it turns and it goes all weird and then I land strange and then I fall really hard. Like any trick, I guess. Sometimes it's your favorite, sometimes it's your least favorite. But one thing I want to point out for all of you beginner skaters, this can be your first and sometimes the easiest trick to learn in skateboarding. A lot of times people come into the Braille house and they go, okay, I don't really skate much, I just push around, I really want to learn how to do a trick. And we go, great, we could probably teach you how to do a shove it. Not quite the pop shove it yet, but a shove it, which is also going to be part of this tutorial video. I'm really excited to go through and remake all of the tutorials and update them for this incredible year we're having here in 2020. Let's give 2020 a hand, leave it in the comments below. But I do want to update all the tutorial videos because I think I can make them even better than they already are and teach a lot of people how to skate, especially if you guys are home, you're in your garage, you're learning how to skate. And the way I'm going to improve them is by using super slow motion. I'm remaking also Skateboarding Made Simple Volume 1. That's a completely different, separate cycle. You heard it here first. That's an exciting announcement that, it'll be coming later. But for this, for that, I have like the world's best slow-mo. For this, we just have good, super slow motion. But it really does show every intricate detail of what's happening. So the way this video is going to work is I'm going to run through like the regular tutorial style where I'm going to explain every step, try and give you new pointers. I'm also taking comments from Instagram to try and get more opinions of people are running into this or that or the other thing and help out everybody. But at the end of this video, I'm going to do a very, very, very super detailed analysis of the shove it using slow motion video. So make sure you stick around for that. Before you get into learning this trick, make sure you're really, really, really good at riding your skateboard. You have been riding it to the store, riding it to school, riding it to the grocery store, riding it to the corner store, mostly riding it around and dodging cracks, rocks, pebbles, whatever. Just get comfortable riding your board. Super important. You don't necessarily have to know any tricks for this. In Skateboarding Made Simple Volume 1, I did make the ollie, front side 180 and back side 180 before this, but you don't have to learn those. You could go straight, especially for the shove it, you could go straight to the shove it. The reason I put those tricks earlier in Skateboarding Made Simple is because it's the least amount of the board leaving your feet is the idea. So on the ollie, you're just doing a jump. On the 180, you're doing a 180 with your whole body and the board is going with you. So the shove it in that sequence would be the first time that your board leaves your feet, turns underneath you, and then you land back on it. Which for a beginner skater, I understand can be quite difficult, it can be scary. Like 90% of skateboarding is in here. So it's how you're thinking about it, how you're looking at it. If you're sitting there going, this is really hard, I'm gonna fall, I'm gonna get hurt, then yeah, it's gonna be really hard and you're gonna fall and you're gonna get hurt. So you gotta somehow get that out of your mind. Okay, first things first on the shove it is, yes, you guessed it, the foot position. Okay, so for the foot position on the shove it, you have your front foot. I do my front foot like a little bit turned, kind of like 45-degree angle a little bit, and then my back foot is sort of with the toes sort of curled around the edge of the board like that. So my back foot is in that position, and my ball of my foot and my toes in this trick are mostly doing everything. And you'll see a big difference, and we'll go over this in great detail between the shove, which is like this, and the pop shove, which is like this. Just as the name implies, in one of the tricks you add the pop, and the other trick you land the shove. Practice steps for the shove it are key. So I'm gonna kind of break this into, it's kind of like 2 tricks in one video. You got 2 tricks, 1 video, what a bonus. Just for the shove it, you're gonna have your back foot on the tail, and you're gonna do this practice step right here. Just like that. That's the practice step. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. Another thing I like to point out in these videos is never underestimate how many times. If you feel like you need to do that 100 times, do it 100 times. When I'm teaching very beginners how to skate, like I just made a video teaching my wife a trick, and it was amazing for me to see like what she went through mentally on the trick. I knew that she could do it. It's just literally like jumping on the board. But watching her go through like the barriers in her own mind was fascinating. So never underestimate, if you need to spend a lot of time doing this, spend a lot of time on it. It seems kind of silly, but it doesn't matter. And if you're at the skate park and you're an experienced skater and you see somebody sitting there going like this, don't make fun of them. Encourage them. So that, my friends, is the shove it. All you're gonna do from there is you're gonna put both feet on, and then you're gonna go like this. It's kind of like magic. You're gonna barely jump up with this. You're gonna do the same thing you did in that earlier practice step with your back foot, but you're gonna leave your front foot on, step off your back foot. You're like, wow, that's like 20 things. It's not. It just looks like this. If you can do that, you can do a shove it, and I guarantee you can do that. Again, put your work in on this. Spend some time with it. Good, so that's the practice steps. If you have those two down, now you gotta basically put them together. You have to barely lift up with your front foot, sweep with your back foot. Your front foot is gonna be there steady, holding the board steady, holding the board down so it doesn't turn like this or like this, but holding it flat, just like that, so you can land back on it. Ready for it? Shove it. Pointers I have for this trick is that once you get that earlier practice step down when you're stepping off, all you have to do is add in bending that back knee. You just scoop it, barely lift up with your front foot, bend the back knee so it's in the air. I want to make that clear because it's not so much of a jump as it is like a barely little like scoop and just like a teeny hop. Whoop! The board spins, you land on it. And that first practice step of getting the board to spin, crucial, right? Get that down, just a little hop. Make sure you commit, make sure you're in it, and that you're going to actually keep your feet on the board. You have to make yourself do it. Your first one is going to be super scary, so just force yourself to do it. Doing it in the grass, doing it on carpet, any of those things that help your confidence will help you. You can wear knee pads, elbow pads, wrist guards, helmet, anything that will help you learn it, use it, learn the trick. Good, now you got that trick, you got the shove it, you're ready to add in the pop. You right? Yeah, you're like, yeah, I'm ready to add in the pop. I like soda. The Montana joke. Get me some pop. What's pop? Soda. Okay, so the next thing, I mean, you can go as far as doing every single practice step, but instead of just going like this, you're gonna pop it. Not a bad idea, get used to it. It can be hard to keep the board flat, because remember your front foot is the one that's keeping your board from rotating like that. So, do that until you're very comfortable, spend the time. And then, put your front foot on, and let's do the same thing as the earlier shove it practice step with a pop. Step off your back foot, keep it on the ground. Ooh, that is what I don't like about the shove it. The deadly is called landing primo when the board lands like that. And if you were committed and you land, especially if you had some speed, woo, you're probably going down. So I do that quite a bit. That's why me and the shove it have a love-hate relationship. So let's go back to the practice step. See, the better I am at keeping that front foot on the board, the less it'll go sideways. you have that practice step down, put these steps together. Again, this is going to be a mental thing. You're going to run into barriers. You're going to feel like, I'm going to fall, I'm going to get hurt, it's not going to work out, it's going to be terrible. It's not going to be terrible. It will work out. It'll be okay. You got this. Believe in yourself. The other thing I want to point out is on your back foot is more of a downward pop. But when we hit the slow motion, we're going to really get into detail of what that foot is doing. But it's less scoop, more of a down pop. And then the board is going to come up into the air and turn, because you are going to turn it with your toes. You got to keep both feet on. Keep your confidence high. You're going to land and land. So that's the pop shove it. You got this, you gotta believe in yourself. I feel like every tutorial video is kind of like 50% instruction, 50% like hype man, inspirational success story, you got it. And kind of that's what's needed, because you need to get yourself the idea that you can do it, you will make it, right? Things that can go wrong on the pop shove it are kind of the things that I already went over. The main thing is the board turning and you landing primo. So oftentimes, like I pointed out, you'll do the pop shove it and the board will kind of go like that, boom, or maybe it goes all the way over like that. So the way to handle that is to keep that front foot on there, keep it really close, get the practice down. I cannot emphasize enough. I think for a new skater, it's like the hardest time of skateboarding is that first month. You get a board, you get out there, you don't really know any tricks. Maybe you don't even know any people to skate with. And you're just there alone, you're in your garage, you're trying to learn whatever you can, or wherever you are, it doesn't matter. But you can kind of feel like it's too hard, you can't learn anything. But trust me, you pushing through those first couple of months and learning as much as you can and having as much fun with it as you can are going to be crucial. You really got to push yourself through the fear and all that idea that you're going to fall, especially if you did fall and then getting back up and doing it again. That can be the hardest part. But also, every time you skate, try and get a little bit better. So if all you did in a whole day was you got a little better at this, at least end the day I'm like, okay, I improved. I got to the point where it was going like this, to the point where, you know, it was going like this, and you got better. But I want you to end on an improvement, and when you end, feel like, oh, I got better. And if you didn't get that feeling like, oh, I got better, don't end. Keep going, keep practicing. Or you don't even need to call it practice. Keep skating, keep having fun. Another thing I want to say is do whatever you want. Learn the tricks however you want. Put your own style, add your own creativity. That's what's cool about skating. It's you, it's your thing, it's freedom. So have fun with it. Okay, we're gonna jump into some highly scrutinized, detailed slow motion on this trick. And I hope that everyone, including me, is going to learn something awesome from this next section, and I know we will. Okay, slow motion shove it, super fascinating. Watch the front foot and how close it stays to the board, and that little scoop of the back foot that just barely shoves it. You can see I'm jumping off of my front foot. I thought this was super fascinating to show just a regular jump right next to the shove it. You can see how the feet move, and you can see how it's very actually similar. It's just a very slight jump with a shove of the back foot. This right here showing the back foot is so important. You can see how my toes sort of curl underneath the side of that board and just push it straight back. The tail does not hit the ground. The board flies around. Again, my front foot is right there to catch it. Bada boom, bada bing, shove it. Another angle of that back foot, I think this one is the best. You can really see that toe just whoosh. Nice little sweeper there. It's all in that back foot, and again, that front foot stands so close to the board. If you get that concept, it's going to be so easy for you to learn to shove it. Okay, so here's the pop shove it. You can see the difference. My toes pop more down. The tail this time hits the ground. There's still a little scoop to pop that board around, but it flies up into the air. Catch it with the front foot, and then bring it down to the ground. Okay, here's an angle of just that front foot you can see. Here I'm coming up into the air. I'm just about to pop it down. My front foot is just slightly angled. Pop it up, scoop with that back foot, and you can see that board start to do that shove it motion. It's really good to do the practice steps and just get the board going where you want it to go before you put it all together. But once you do, just really get the idea that your front foot is there to control it, keep it steady, and your back foot does the scoop. Here's that foot position. You can see my front foot there again is just angled just a bit, and then my back foot is going to pop down. Those toes kind of scoop just a little bit. Boom. And it sends that boards into the shove it motion. It's going to fly up into the air, catch it with the front foot right there, and boom, land. Boom! I hope you guys enjoyed that. I would like to go through and literally update every tutorial video. I have a list of about 300 plus tricks. And the only one I've done with this super slow motion type tutorial was the ollie. I did a really detailed video on the ollie. I learned a lot from that video. That's why I know the super slow motion is really helpful. So I hope you guys are too. If you want to see more of this, you want me to update every single trick, you want me to do 300 tutorials like this, leave it in the comments below. I really do look at what you guys say and what's helping you. And the whole purpose of Braille skateboarding, just to get down to it again, and I should reiterate this literally in every video, the purpose is to grow skateboarding across the entire planet, teach tons of new people. We're trying to bring new people that never thought they were going to skate in, and we're going to show them this incredible community, teach them how to skateboard, and as they learn how to skateboard, their lives improve. I cannot tell you how many stories I get from people saying, hey, I was having a rough go, and then I learned how to skate, you taught me, it was awesome, and my whole life improved. Now things are going better at work, things are going better with my family, and everything's going better because you do have to kind of change your attitude towards like, I can't do it to, I can do it. And you can do it is the funny thing. So if skateboarding helps you in your life, great. We're trying to create this global community and we're trying to grow the sport. So getting a lot of people skateboarding and having a lot of fun, that's the purpose of Braille skateboarding. And I'm glad that you are here and that you're a part of this awesome community. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Check out all those videos right there. Subscribe, like, leave a comment below. And you, yes, you, learn how to ride a skateboard. We got everything you need at brailleskateboarding.com.